Shotgun.
Welcome to another installment of Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms LLC, P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. But let's talk about this. Norco, California. The owner of Norco Market and Liquor Store managed to defend himself from an attempted armed robbery. Now, these people apparently exited the vehicle. He saw them on camera pulling a mask over their faces, and he immediately retrieved the firearm. When the first person entered into the establishment, he opened fire, wounding him, and they all retreated. But I'm going to play you this video here. This is Fox 11. This is a little newscast about what actually happened. Let's go ahead and watch that.
A robbery suspect shot and wounded when an employee at a Norco market didn't hesitate to protect his business from a would-be crook.
That robbery now under investigation.
Let's go live to Gina Silva in Norco with the latest, and the age here is interesting as well. Gina.
That's right, Alex. Christine, I can tell you that almost everyone in this town is very proud of the way this business owner handled himself. There were 4 armed robbers, and they were parked right here. By the time they went inside, they got the surprise of their lives. It's a shooting the bad guys never saw coming. An 80-year-old man defends his business after armed robbers storm into Norco Market and Liquor.
I guess he gets what he deserves, so peace is done.
Customers of this longtime Norco business have a lot to say about this armed robbery that ends with a good guy winning the battle.
The criminals are in control of everything right now, and the fact that they turned around and showed them what for, I think it's amazing.
Everybody's brazen and thinks that they are owed everything and that they could do whatever they want, and it's not right to do that to people.
More businesses should be armed like that and defend their businesses like that.
The shooting happened on Sunday at 2:47 a.m. in the 800 block of 6th Street. The owner was standing right here watching all of the action on the security camera. As soon as he saw one of those guys pull the mask over his face, he knew trouble was headed his way.
He just prepared himself. He prepared himself, and he stood right here and he just aimed. He aimed and shot.
The owner shot his rifle and hit the robber in the arm. Not a surprise to some customers.
You know, I'm not for gun violence, but he wasn't the one he wasn't the one doing the violence. The people that came in were the ones doing the violence. And that's what we need to understand in our society. When people are doing violence against us, we have the right to protect ourselves.
I've seen him a couple of times while I've been here, and honestly, I can kind of expect that from him. He seems like a pretty bad old man.
I can tell you there were a lot of people coming in just to support the business and say they're very proud of the way he acted. But of course, a shooting, of this caliber is very stressful, traumatic. The business owner, who is 80 years old, did have a heart attack right after the shooting. But the good news is that I spoke with him this afternoon. He's doing better, and he will be out of the hospital tonight. And Alex, Christine, he is promising to do an interview with us once he settles in, and perhaps on Wednesday he'll talk to us about this traumatic experience and why he did what he did. Now, as for the 4 suspects, they have been arrested. 3 have been arrested. The 4th one, the guy who got shot, is still in the hospital, but once he's released, he will be going to jail.
That was my question. What happened to them? Because you heard him yell, they shot my arm off. So you wonder if he did have to go to the hospital. But glad to hear of those arrests. And we are thinking of that store owner, too. Yes. My goodness.
What a story. Gina, thank you.
Oh, you saw that. You heard that. Now, going to this Blaze Media article titled, "He Shot My Arm Off. 80-year-old shotgun-wielding store owner prevents armed robbery." On Sunday, July 31st at 2:45 a.m. in Norco, California, 4 male suspects wearing facial coverings and hoods pulled up to the Norco Market and Liquor Store in a black BMW, I assume that's BMW, X3 SUV. One of the suspects entered the establishment brandishing a rifle. CBS Los Angeles reports that 80-year-old store owner Craig Cope had seen the suspects enter the vehicle outside of the store via surveillance cameras. An employee of Cope's, Marnie Tapia, claims he saw them coming, which prompted him to arm himself with a shotgun that he keeps behind the counter. In the footage of the exchange, Cope can be heard offering a brief warning. With the suspect continuing to aim his rifle at Cope, the store owner then opened fire, hitting the would-be robber in the arm. The wounded suspect then fled back to the vehicle, screaming, "He shot my arm off, he shot my arm off." After scaring off the would-be robbers, Cope suffered a heart attack, though he is reportedly recovering. While the wounded suspect, yet to be named by officials, still remains hospitalized in critical condition, the other 3 suspects were taken into police custody in a hospital parking lot and booked into the Robert Presley Detention Center for robbery and conspiracy. According to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, Justin Johnson, 22, of Inglewood, Jamar Williams, 27, of Los Angeles, and Devon Broadus, 24, of Las Vegas, are being held in lieu of $500,000 of bail. The suspect vehicle was reported stolen and is said by police to have contained numerous stolen firearms. So these are career criminals we have on our hands here. The Riverside County Sheriff's Department has noted that Cope is a lawfully armed member of our community and that he has prevented a violent crime and ensured their own safety while being confronted with multiple armed suspects. Marnie Tapia told ABC7 that Cope and his team had been warned ahead of time by the Sheriff's Department concerning crimes of this sort in the area. "Just be on your toes." Cope was on his toes, thank God. According to Neighborhood Scout, a resident of Norco has 1 in 675 chance of becoming a victim of violent crime. In the broader Los Angeles area, the likelihood of being a victim of property crime is 1 in 44. Wow. That's a pretty big jump. But you know, as I said, there's no honor among thieves, because you notice that as soon as the one of them got shot, the others literally were just kind of camping outside. As soon as the first guy got shot, they all took off, and notice they almost left behind one of their own guys trying to get out of there. Now, the owner recovered from his heart attack, good for him, and he said a few things. Finally, they got an interview with him, and he's on camera. We can go ahead and watch him here.
Community is just absolutely in such support of this gentleman here. Craig Cope, thank you so much for joining us. Now, we'll start right away because we don't have a lot of time, but when this happened to you on Sunday and you saw them coming in that door with that weapon that appeared to be an AR-15, what were your thoughts?
There wasn't much time to think about it. It was just the guy pointed the gun directly at me. Then it's him or me.
You acted right away. Frankly, if it had been me, I'd probably be dead. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd freeze, but you knew.
Yeah, I am not going to give him the chance. I mean, if I recognize the weapon, that's a semi-automatic gun, fast you can pull the trigger, maybe someone convert it to automatic, it's equivalent of a machine gun. I'm not going to let him get the first shot off at that point.
The reaction, not just here in Norco, but in Southern California, has been incredible. People and business owners who say, we are so tired of this crime wave. We are so glad that you defended your business.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I did anything that somebody else wouldn't have done, but two things. We We need more people to stand up, but more than that, probably get on the wrong side of some people here, but the politicians, there's people out there that are not the best of people. There's people that choose to be burglars. There's people that choose to be armed robbers. And I had one guy one time, he told me specifically he was a burglar. I mean, I had him in handcuffs. He was going to jail, and he's talking to me. He's a burglar. He says, that's what I do. He says, I wait till it gets dark and I go burglarize places. So these people that can continually get let out now, it's been really bad the last year. Those people, the majority of them, are going to go right back to what they used to do. So the crime rate is escalating. It's going to continue to escalate until they start putting the people away that are doing the bad thing.
You saw that. And you know what? I have no issue with this because they're scumbags and he stopped them. End of story. Lawfully armed citizen. I'm surprised that in California that, you know, with the way things are going there with Newsom and all his tirades against guns, that this guy was, you know, was able to protect himself. But I say kudos to him. But he did say in another interview that he basically went after the California politicians for their being soft on crime policies. I'm not going to read into all this. I will leave it in the description box. You can read it for yourself. But it's titled Update. 80-year-old shop owner absolutely blasts California politicians after fending off robbers with a shotgun. Okay? And it is true. They are soft on crime, and California and New York are notorious for letting violent criminals off with a slap on the wrist and put back on the streets. Because I guarantee you they start digging into these suspects, alleged suspects, past. You're going to find out they got a string. They probably got, you know, arrest warrants and everything else that goes along with it. Violent crimes on top of violent crimes on top of violent crimes, and got out of it every single time because a soft on crime prosecutor just let it slide. Hopefully this time they'll actually take care of them. Stolen vehicle, stolen guns, attempted robbery. Hopefully they'll put them away. But once again, good guy with the gun won. Good for him. Kudos. Well done. He did the job and he got it done and protected himself and his business because that's his property. He paid for it. That's his hard-earned dollars, and why should he give it up to a bunch of criminals? But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.